This fish doesn't chase its food, it snipes it from a distance. Meet the archer fish. It can shoot jets of water up to 6 feet, knocking bugs off branches with deadly accuracy. But it's not just lucky. Archerfish calculate the perfect angle and adjust for refraction before they fire. Once the insect falls, the fish grabs its meal before anyone else can. Even crazier? Scientists train archerfish to recognize human faces just by squirting water at the right one. This animal is so lazy, it can hold its breath longer than a dolphin. Meet the sloth. Because sloths have such a slow metabolism, they can hold their breath for up to 40 minutes. And guess what? Sloths are excellent swimmers. They use their long arms to glide through water 3 times faster than they move on land. Their bodies are designed for energy conservation, which is why they only poop once a week. Talk about efficiency. And here's the weird part, their fur is so slow growing that moss and bugs live on them. This tiny fish is an underwater artist. Meet the white-spotted pufferfish. To impress a mate, the male spends days carving out perfectly symmetrical circles in the sand. These circles can be over 6 feet wide, with detailed, rippled patterns all made by a fish that's only a few inches long. If a female likes the design, she lays her eggs in the center, choosing the best artist as her mate. But as soon as it's finished, the waves start washing it away, so the male has to start all over again. This massive animal has one of the most beautiful voices on the planet. Meet the humpback whale. Male humpbacks can sing for hours, producing complex songs that can be heard from miles away. These songs can last anywhere from 10 minutes to 20 hours, and the whales will sing for days on end. But here's the most interesting part, every population of humpback whales has its own unique song. The songs are so complex that some believe whales use them to communicate or even find each other over long distances. This fish can survive without water for years. Meet the African lungfish. Unlike most fish, it has lungs, so it can breathe air like a human. When its lake dries up, it buries itself in the mud, creates a mucus cocoon, and goes into hibernation. It can stay like this for up to 5 years, waiting for rain to return. When the rain comes back, it wakes up, breaks out of the mud, and swims away like nothing happened. Scientists are studying it to understand extreme survival and even space travel. This frog can freeze solid in winter, and come back to life in spring. Meet the wood frog. When temperatures drop, this frog's heart stops beating and it turns into a frog popsicle. Most animals would die if ice formed inside them, but this frog uses a special natural antifreeze to protect its organs. When spring arrives, it thaws out, its heart starts beating again, and it hops away like nothing happened. Scientists are studying these frogs to see if humans could one day survive freezing temperatures too. Snakes are supposed to crawl, right? Well, this one can fly. Meet the flying snake. Using its body like a parachute, it flattens out and glides over 100 feet through the air. But it's not just falling, it can actually turn in midair, making it one of the best gliders in the animal kingdom. This lets it escape predators, sneak up on prey, and move between trees without touching the ground. Scientists are studying how these snakes move to help design better flying robots. Most animals sink in water, but this lizard? It runs across it like a ninja. Meet the basilisk lizard. With super speed and webbed feet, it slaps the water so fast it doesn't sink. Each step traps a pocket of air, keeping it afloat just long enough to take the next step. This lets it escape predators in the blink of an eye, earning it the nickname Jesus Lizard. This creature doesn't need its eyes to navigate, because it sees with its ears. Meet the bat. Bats use echolocation to see in total darkness, sending out high-pitched sounds that bounce back to them. By interpreting those echoes, they can tell exactly where insects, walls, or even other bats are without ever touching them. They use this incredible sense to fly at speeds over 60 miles per hour and catch insects in midair. This toad has a superpower straight out of science fiction. Meet the African clawed frog. If it can't find a mate, this toad can clone itself and create offspring that are 100% identical copies of itself. This process is called parthenogenesis, and it's extremely rare in vertebrates. Scientists are studying this toad to unlock secrets about human stem cells and regeneration. Meet the Fitzroy river turtle, also known as the butt-breathing turtle. Instead of using its lungs like other turtles, this one absorbs oxygen through its rear end. This lets it stay submerged for up to 3 days without coming up for air. Scientists call this process cloacal respiration, but let's be real, it's just butt breathing. What if you could take a nap while flying across the world? Meet the frigate bird. Scientists discovered frigate birds can sleep with half their brain at a time while still flying. They can stay in the air for up to 2 months without landing, catching tiny naps mid-flight. One half of their brain stays awake to steer and avoid obstacles, while the other half gets rest. This crab rocks the weirdest hat in the ocean, a living sponge crown. The sponge crab cuts pieces of living sponge and shapes them to fit perfectly on its body. As the sponge grows, it provides camouflage and even protection from predators, because many sponges are toxic or bad tasting. It's not just random either. They carefully customize their sponge like a living armor suit. Bats usually fly, but this one crawls like a spider. Meet the vampire bat. Unlike most bats, vampire bats can walk, run, and jump thanks to their specially evolved thumbs and elbows. They sneak up on sleeping animals to take a tiny sip of blood without waking them up. Scientists believe they evolved this skill because it makes feeding way easier, silent, and sneaky. Forget Spider-Man, this lizard fights with glue bombs. Meet the satanic leaf-tailed gecko. When threatened, it launches sticky goo from its tail to blind and confuse predators. Yes, it shoots glue, and if that doesn't work, it disappears with perfect camouflage. It looks just like a dead leaf. Its skin reflects almost no light, making it one of the most effective hiders in nature. This isn't from a horror movie, this is a real creature. Meet the velvet worm, a predator that spits gluey glowing slime to catch prey. It fires twin streams of sticky, bioluminescent mucus from its face, trapping bugs mid-crawl. Once the victim's stuck, the worm takes its time, liquefying the prey before slurping it like soup. They live in dark, damp forests, and their slime glows green in UV light. You've heard of flying fish, but did you know there's a fish that can climb trees? Meet the climbing perch. It can leave the water and walk on land using its fins, and in some cases, it's even been seen climbing up low trees and shrubs. It survives hours out of water by breathing air through special chambers in its head. Scientists worry this fish could become invasive. It's tough, adaptable, and can travel across land to find new habitats.